Hello students, it's Pooja Pathak and today we are going to study some of the questions related to the phylum Aschelminths, which is the part 2. Previously also I have kept some of the questions in the part 1. Now coming to the first question students, and I am 100% sure that after doing all these questions you will learn a lot of the general characters of the Aschelminths, so it is very beneficial for you all. Now coming to the first question student, unique character of the nematode mints is, like nematoda, they have unique character. What is the unique character? When we have studied that the unique character will be the presence of collagenous cuticle. If you remember, the transparent collagenous cuticle, it is very important and unique character of the Aschelminths. Now coming to the next question students, persistence blastocele cavity in adult is, which is the persistent blastocele? Caesocele, eucoelom, pseudocoelom, enterocele. Which one is that? It is the pseudocele cavity. Okay, we also know that these Aschelminths, they are pseudocoelomate animals. And what is this pseudocoelomate animal? See here, you can see this is the, actually when the between the body wall, you can see here, this is the body covering, which is the body wall, which is formed from the ectoderm, mesoderm, which forms the muzzle layer, and the digestive tract, which is formed from the endoderm, and this is the pseudocoelom here, this is the cavity. So when this body wall and this gut, in between all these alimentary canal body wall, this fluid filled cavity is present, which is not lined by the peritoneum layer, or we can say the mesoderm layer. It is known as the pseudocoelomate animals. So here these Aschelminths are pseudocoelomate animals. Now coming to the question here, you have understood now why these are pseudocele. So presence of pseudocele is the main character for them. Now coming to the next question, this question number 3 is, chemoreceptors of nematodes are. Chemoreceptors of nematodes are, you all know, we have studied that previously. We have studied, this is the diagram of the nematoda. Nematoda, they have amphid sensory neuron, or we can say phasmid sensory neuron. You have to learn this too. Very important part. See, in the sense organs, they have two sense organs, two sense organs. These are the actually sensory cells which are present in their body. So what is the function actually? This amphid cell, you can learn it like this: amphid cell, anterior part. Okay, amphid A, anterior A. So this amphid cells, they are present anteriorly, and these cells are chemoreceptors. When these animals, they live in the water, they detect the quality of the water or the chemical nature of the water. And these phasmid cells actually, these are glandulosensory cells. Glandulosensory cells, you can learn it. A means anterior, P means posterior. So A amphid cell, P phasmid cell. So a chemoreceptor, C also comes first. So amphid cells, they are chemoreceptor cells, and P phasmid means they are glandulosensory. Glandulosensory, why? Because sometimes these cells perform the function of glands also, and sometimes they become a sense organs when needed. Okay, so just because of these two characters, these cells are very important, and this is very important characteristic of the Aschelminths. Why it is very important? Because on the basis of these two cells, this classification of this Aschelminths also is being done. Okay, so now coming to the question first, later on we will study how. Now, and these chemoreceptors of nematodes are, what are the chemoreceptors? Now we studied the amphid cells. Now coming to the next question, glandulosensory structures of the nematodes are, now these are the phasmids are the glandulosensory structures. Now coming to the next question. Next question is, the total number of molts that occur in the life of nematode is, that is 4. Okay, how many moltings take place? That is 4. Whipworm. Whipworm is trichuris. Okay, trichuris. This is the trichuris, and this is whipworm. The another name for this trichuris is whipworm. So you have to learn it. And now I'll tell you also how. See, this is the life cycle of Ascaris. Now you can see, I have told you 4 molting takes place. Here you can see the infected eggs are swallowed here, first of all by the human being. Then egg reaches the small intestine. And then larva, they migrate to hepatic portal through the intestinal wall, and then larva, which is already in the hepatic portal system, that again enters to the lungs. Okay, and when lungs, when the the person that larva with the cough, it comes in the mouth, and that it being swallowed by the man again, so that again enters into the intestine. So and in intestine, when the food is when the larva is there with the food, it is being defecated outside. So when the defecation occur, this infected means fecal matter is being ingested by some animal, or some maybe it is being infected by some vector like house flies or mosquitoes and something like that, and this ascaris is being like it infects the person. Now coming to the next question, see here it is the whipworm. I have told you why the whipworm. See here the tail, this tail is not tail, actually this animal, actually this part is like looking like a whip, like a hunter. So just because of that it is known as whipworm. So trichuris, you can imagine it like this, that this is the trichuris. Now coming to the next question, this is pinworm. Okay, which is known as pinworm here? Pinworm is Antrobius. Okay, Antrobius is known as pinworm. Now coming to the next question, amphids. Amphids are highly modified in. Amphids are highly modified in what? Amphids are highly modified in Antrobius. Okay, sorry, Trichinella. They are highly modified in Trichinella. I will tell you now how to learn. Actually, it is easy. Now you are confused that how it is very difficult and not to, it's not very easy. See, here is the classification. On the basis of classification, there are two classes of the Eskelmins. I have already taught you in my session previously in Eskelmins, the aphasmedia and the phasmedia. Aphasmedia, the chemoreceptors, the animals, the Eskelmins which has phasmedia, the glandulosensory cells, they are included into the phasmedia. So only two animal you have to learn, two Eskelmins. The Trichinella, both are from T, T from Trichinella, T for Trichuris. Whipworm, the another name for Trichuris, the whipworm and Trichinella worm, these are the two worms which are present in the aphasmedia. And just learn it that whipworm and Trichinella is the only two animals, they have aphasmedia in their body, or aphasmids, amphids in their body. Okay, just two you have to learn, that amphids are present only these two animals. Okay, so just learn these two. After that all the worms that are included here in the phasmedia. So the as roundworm, hookworm, pinworm, filaria worm, guinea worm, all are included in phasmedia. So when the questions is being asked, if whipworm is asked, it is aphasmedia, and another are phasmedia. Now coming to the next question, identify a nematode from following without phasmid. Now in a NEET examination and other examination, they will never ask in direct questions. So if it is without phasmid, so now you know without phasmids means they are asking about the aphasmedias, means amphids. So amphids are present both T. You remember T, Trichinella and Trichuris. So here the T will be Trichinella. Now coming to the next question, the triploblastic one-way gut for the first time are, they are nematoda. Why nematoda? Because they have mouth and they have anus. Okay, intake of food takes place by the mouth, and defecation occurs from anus. So they have one-way gut, alimentary canal from mouth to anus. So they have complete gut. So this is known as one-way gut. Now coming to the next question, identify the nematodes in which the amphids are highly modified but phasmids are absent. So simply they are asking about the as aphasmedia organisms. So aphasmedia organisms, it is very easy. Now you know that aphasmedia organisms are Trichinella and Trichuris, because we have learned about T and T. Okay. Now coming to the next question, the tube within a tube body concept was first evolved for the first time in these animals are, which animal they have tube within tube body concept? That is pseudocoelomate. Now only we have learned, and in my session also I told you all that the Eskelmins, they have tube like body, and inside that tube they have another tube, that is the alimentary canal, or we can say their body is tube within a tube. Now coming to the next top next question, very important question students. This is 100 of times I have told you also, not 100 of times I told, but in questions also it is being asked. See, in nematodes which exhibit eutely, it is very important. Eutely means, see, when the animal grows, sorry, they take birth, at that time the number of cells are, like if the animal has 3 cells, but when it grows then also it is 3 cell, but the cell size grows. Okay, so the cell number, when the during the development only the cell size increases but the number never increases, that is known as hypertrophy of the somatic cell. Okay, that is known as hypertrophy of somatic cell. Hypertrophy means only cell size increases but number not increases. So this phenomenon is Eutely, which is seen in the Askelmans. This is very very important. Okay, very important. So now coming to the next question. Which of the following pseudocoelomate posterior glandulosensory structures are present? Here both answers are correct. Pinworm and hookworm, we have studied that. Only whipworm is present in the aphasmedia. Okay, only present in the aphasmedia. This one is only present in aphasmedia, but others are present in the this pinworm, hookworm. This tapeworm is platyhelminths. Okay, this is platyhelminth, flatworm. But this pinworm and hookworm we have studied. Now coming to the next question. The most common nematode called roundworms are. Now roundworms are what type of animals? Viviparous, oviviparous, oviparous or parthenogenetic. We have studied that in general they are oviparous. Okay, in general they are oviparous. So this will be the correct answer. But here I will tell you some of the exceptions also. See here, Trichinella. We will talk about the Trichinella. Trichinella, it belongs to which class? Aphasmedia. Here the female give birth to larva, so they are viviparous. Okay, so they gives birth to larva, they are viviparous. This is very means this is important for you all, that on the whole in generally the animals, most of the animals are oviparous, but here Trichinella, if we talk about the Trichinella, it is viviparous. If we talk about the Ankylostoma, Entrobius and Ascaris, these are all egg laying, so they are oviparous, which is the general for the escalmins. These are the categories for, we can generalize them. Now here when we talk about the Vucraria is ovoviviparous. Okay, you can see here ovoviviparous. How ovoviviparous? This is ovoviviparous. See here students, actually the female, they have they produce egg in their body. You can see that they produce eggs which hatch within the body of the female. Okay, what is ovoviviparous? The female, they produce eggs which hatch within the body of the female, means eggs are there but inside the body, and they hatch in the larval form, or in the in the adult, like same they resemble to their parents. Now coming to the next question. Excretory system consists of Rennet glands, which I have studied. I have told you all that Rennet gland is the characteristic of Escalmins, whereas the flame cells are the characteristic of whom? Flame cells are the characteristic of platyhelminths. Okay, so this will be the Rennet gland for the excretory system, that is for the escalmins. Now coming to the actually excretory system consists of Rennet gland in which coelomate. Now you know that Rennet glands are present in escalmins, so escalmins are what type of coelomate animals? They are pseudocoelomates. So it is indirect question. So I have told you all, this is just for the practice set, and it is very important to learn this type of questions. Not learning, actually practice is must. Without practice you can't go for such examinations. Now examinations are being very tough. Now the nature of cuticle of nematode is, what type of cuticle is there? It is very important character, that is collagenous. Now coming to the next question. Which of the following is untrue with the reference to the nematode? Which one is untrue? Tell me. One way gut? Definitely they have. Tube within tube arrangement? Definitely they have. Body cavity, gut wall and body wall? Yes, definitely they have. They have body cavity within in between the body wall and the gut wall. So all the three they have. But what is untrue? What is untrue is external fertilization. They have internal fertilization. Okay, they have internal fertilization. Why? See here, these animals, they showed sexual dimorphism. The female is here, this is the female, which one is the larger one? Okay, and this is the male, which is the smaller one. So this is sexual dimorphism, the cell size is different. Okay, so this is female, this is male, and you can see here this male, they have pineal structures. Okay, they have pineal structure, which is a copulatory organ for the males. This will help in the internal fertilization for the females. Okay, so this is the explanation for this feature. Now coming to the next question, students. Cuticular depressions around oral region that performs chemoreceptor functions are highly modified in. Now again one question. Chemoreceptor functions are highly modified in. Now we are talking about what? Aphas media means amphids, that is whipworm. Okay, now coming to the next question. Read the following statement carefully regarding roundworm. See, now tell me how many are correct in this, all these. Okay, it is sexually dimorphic pseudocoelomate with collagenous cuticle and syncytial epidermis. Very true. It is true. Definitely true. It has amphids and well developed excretory system. Yes, that is also true. Its life history includes 4 molting. Yes. It shows internal fertilization and is an oviparous form. Yes, that's true. So it means all are true. So in which option it is? Yes, it is this one. So thank you students. Thank you so much for watching my video, and do subscribe, share and like my videos and comment below.